And then anyway, basically, I was like, look at this fucking lunatic riding a bicycle in 4-lane traffic in the middle of 4 lanes, not on the shoulder, in the middle. And I was like, look at that guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I turned left.
Between...
Just in the middle of 4 lanes. If in the very center of the 4 lanes that are going 60 miles an hour, he was in the very center.
Yeah.
If you could pick the perfect center of the 40 yards, he was in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was like, David, look at this fucking lunatic. Anyway, I turned left, brake, about to pull into the parking lot, and then I just see a purple go by me, and I've basically nearly murdered this guy. Manslaughtered him.
Yeah. Yeah.
After being nearly manslaughtered by a fucking 7-year-old woman earlier. The driving in St. Peter's out of control.
I'm just saying,
especially today.
It's getting worse.
The best thing for, letting that person know, like, hey, you can't do this. Like, this is unacceptable behavior. Hit him. Just hit them. Yeah. Because, first of all, it's ruining their bike. That's their way of life. That's the way they get to whatever crack den they're going to.
Second of all, they're going to take it back to the wheelhouse. They're going to tell their friends.
That's true.
They're going to be fucked up. They're going to have some serious bodily injuries, probably go to the doctor, hospital, and have to deal with some medical, whatever it is, deal with some medical issues. But maybe, just maybe, in retrospect, when they get done with all that, they'll be like, Maybe I should
drive in the middle of the 4-lane
riding
highway.
My shit bike in the middle of this 4-lane road where there's a bunch of cars. Like,
and he didn't even look. He just got on his daily business, and then there was just 5 other people looking at me like, that guy's a fucking lunatic. And
this
I was like,
guy's
mate,
just out of his mind. I don't know.
You don't even know.
I mean...
Well, what do you guys say? You want to get to it?
I guess.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Fuck.
All right, is this football? Let's go.
Is this football?
This is the driving show of St. Pete's today.
I know, right?
Fuck.
Welcome back, guys, to the Is This Football podcast. Thank you for joining us once again.
Is this football?
Is this football? My name's Dan. I'm joined once again by my lovely, handsome friends, Eddy Doyle, Remdog Breachak.
Hey,
Thank
we're out
you
here.
for always joining us.
Welcome.
We've got a wonderful show ahead of us.
A big show.
Wonderful time, wonderful show ahead of us, but... I just wanted to start off with a little personal story about Edward. You had a little bit of a I guess a little bit of a tiff.
I was nearly manslaughtered by a 7-year-old woman.
Yeah, today. I know, man. Those old women, they just don't.
Yeah,
they don't let up.
Pilled up.
Give us the rundown.
Basically, we were right near your house. I won't obviously disclose where it is, but we're right near your house.
Don't put my address out there, please.
The address is we were right it's a 1-lane street. Basically, I'm in the left lane, she's in the right lane. I'm going normal speed, 25, 30. She's got a left indicator turn signal. You call them here, turn signal on. And I was like, well, I'm already going this speed and you're going 10.
Okay. So sorry to interrupt you, but so you guys are driving like
I'm behind her, about 5 yards behind her.
Oh, you're behind. Oh.
And I see the turn signal on, but I'm going 25 and she's going fucking 10 miles an hour. Oh, so I was like, well, I'm not going to... She's just going to have to wait. I'm driving my car normal speed.
Yeah, I will advance and she can get behind me.
Yeah, and she's literally going walking speed. And then next thing, I'm driving by her, still relatively slowly. Yeah. And then David was like, whoa. My brother David is in the passenger seat. Yeah. So... my brother David's like, whoa, and then
I was on the phone,
and then bang. Yeah,
that's the kicker. No, so Dan's telling me
that's I don't want to say the
he was on the phone with my brother. He was on the phone with my brother.
I thought I was talking to you. Was I talking to David?
No, you're on the phone with David.
Okay.
Oh, so he didn't even know which Doyle he was on the phone with.
It was about it was not even a 5-second conversation. Like,
but
hey.
He tells me that he hears the crash.
Yeah, no,
on the phone.
I heard the smash. I heard the smash.
David's on the fucking phone with him. I'm driving past this lady, not going fast, and she's just like, yee, into my not into my lane, into my car. And I was there like, what the fuck? Yeah. Takes the wing mirror off. Like, anyway, I fucking pull over, I reverse. We get into a safe place, and fucking, I get out of the car and I fucking see her. She's fucking crying. I was like, well, listen, bitch, we all make mistakes. I don't cry when I make mine.
You've done this to yourself.
You've made a huge mistake. You're shit at driving. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm like, hey, how do you want to do this? You can give me cash. We can do insurance, whatever you like. She's like, what do you mean, give you cash? And I was like, well, you have to fucking pay for my car.
That's a very standard way to handle a car.
Yeah.
Like, I think
I have paid cash before.
Every American
you
knows
have to pay for my car that
you get into a car accident when one of the people is clearly at fault. It's like, would you like to handle this not legally or...
And
legally.
I'm all for the non-legal way because I don't want to have to deal with
most people.
I don't want to have to deal with the
Your insurance goes up. Her insurance
Yeah.
goes up. Everybody's insurance goes up. Everybody loses.
You give me all your information. You give me your insurance information, and I'll get an estimate on the repairs of my car. You pay me like that. Your premiums aren't going to go up. You're not going to have to pay more monthly for insurance. Like, that's the way most people would prefer to do it.
Basically, she's fucked it because she's fucking got her fucking friend to come down here who was a nightmare because she gets there. She nearly
she sounds like she's 90, so it's probably her power of attorney.
This is a 7. Yeah, this is it was because this is her 70. She's 70, the lady who just fucking plows into people. Yeah. And then her friend is probably 50, but she's probably got not an awful lot longer to live because them cankles on her. Unbelievable.
Oh, God. One of those?
She had cankles down there and cankles here as well.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, hot dog bun like in the back.
Turkey style. But anyway, she shows up and she's trying to show up like she's the heavies.
Yeah.
Like, right, I'm
like, she's going to let you know what's up.
Like, I'm going to do your kneecaps. And I was like, all right. Do you know? Meanwhile, when she shows up, it must run in the family or the friendship group because she nearly hits a fucking pole when she's parking. And I was like, okay, I know where you got your driving skills. I know where you got your driving skills.
Exactly.
Mom
this makes lots of sense.
Anyway, we fucking get to the point where I'm like, listen, we spoke to the police, like, and they're just going to make you give me your insurance details. And she was like, I want to wait for them to get here. And I was like, all right, fine, we'll wait another hour.
Worse for you.
Yeah. We fucking hang out. Yeah. Police gets there. I made a fucking quip about the power of attorney's poor investigative skills. She was like, I've just walked down there and looked for glass and debris and there was nothing. I was just there like, okay, shut the fuck up.
But what did she mean, glass and debris? She didn't.
So, my wing mirror got blown off.
Yeah, but your windows weren't broken. It's like, it wasn't like with a head-on collision.
The way she was fucking trying to do this was like, I think you didn't have a wing mirror, so that's why my auntie drove into you.
So she
drove. Firstly, I was behind
no.
your auntie who can't drive. Like, I don't need a wing mirror to see someone plowing into me from the right-hand side. Like, I can just see that with my eyes. Yeah. These are fine, even though I've got glasses.
No, anyway, but now that you have glasses, even better.
Yeah, fuck. Anyway, so she shows up. The police is just like, this is ludicrous. He's like, you're all getting citations for wasting my time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to eat it at this point. But thankfully, at the end of the day, he didn't give us a citation because he knew that this lady was just a dreadful driver.
Yeah.
He was just like, yeah, she's getting
Well, I'll tell you, David Doyle, he's recently been enrolled in the United States of America and living with us here.
Enrolled in the United States.
It's a study. It's a case study. Trust me, it's a case study. Especially if you're coming from anywhere else.
He's a new student into the United States of America society.
But this is Eddie's brother, and he was in the car apparently talking to Dan.
He was the one that was attacked.
Well, he was in the driver's
seat.
He has to say here. He has to say here in the YouTube comments already. He says,
he says,
nice, I was almost murdered by the woman, and he says, Edward, they were the same age, though.
Well, I don't know.
And he says
one was completely just.
He says the two dafties.
They're both.
Well,
daft.
the one was seriously just an invalid, basically.
Yeah. For anybody wondering, in England they call people that are dumb daft. So anybody that wasn't clear
daft
on
punk
that,
is dumb
daft
punk?
means daft means just a stupid
yeah.
dumb person.
But anyway, the one who was doing the famous driving skills out of the
I don't see any glass over here.
The one who was out of the Mr. Miyagi driving school who was just fucking cutting across 2 lanes of traffic. Like, what the fuck? That one seemed like she just couldn't handle life. She was like, I don't know how to deal with this. I was like, there's 2 options. You can give me cash, which I'm going to get $1,200 off you.
A quick story from me. I was in Ybor one time. We went and saw a comedy show at the comedy store over there in Ybor, and me and a good best friend of mine were in the car, and we drank a little bit, but not a whole lot. And
stop lying.
In Ybor, you pull onto some of these weird roads, and all of a sudden you're on train tracks.
Yeah,
and you're like,
that's Ybor, and then there's chickens running across the street and shit.
Yeah, chickens. And so I started backing out. Well, these 2 other assholes in a car behind us followed us and turned behind there thinking it was a street as well. I didn't think anybody in their right mind would have been following me down these train tracks, so I just didn't even look behind me. I reversed.
And there's just a car there.
And I hit I just kissed.
Wait, and you're on a train track?
Yeah, we're on a train track. Realizing it was not a right turn.
It's a fucking...
It's a train track.
So we pull back a little bit, and I kiss the guy's front bumper. And they get out, and they're raging, and my big, fat punk buddy Dave gets out, and he goes, hey, no. You do not start yet. And he was ready to beat ass for me.
That's something I want to touch on as well.
But they go, well, what do you got? What do you got on you? What's going to fix this dent right now? And I go, I got a $100 bill right here, bro. You want it? And he goes, yep. And I gave him the $100 bill.
Homeboy took $100.
I said, go fix the fucking dent and the scratch yourself. Here's $100. Have a good night. And they got in their car and they left, and we got in our car and we left.
Yeah,
that I'm not gonna lie.
That's the way
that
to do
sounds
it.
like the most pleasant fender bender I've ever heard.
We all got out real heated. We all got out real heated.
Damage to my car today isn't $100.
Well, no,
not at all.
Well, he said he backed up and
exactly.
A bumper is an incredibly replaceable part of a car.
Yeah.
Like the bumper literally is there to get hit. That's
They
why they
spend
put those on
they
the cars. So
They
you
got
hit
out.
things
They
and
got
it's not
out
that big a deal.
aggro, and Dave got out aggro to meet them, and I was
Quieted them
scared.
down.
And he's like, "What do you?" And I was just like, "I got a $100 bill right here. Can we call this?" And they're like, "They're cool."
And that's fair enough.
Can I pay you like a prostitute?
That's something I want to touch on about driving is just how much of a boost people get when they're driving. Like, you've only got one door in between me and you. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we stop at a red light and you're giving it all that, I'm more than happy to get out.
It's very similar to...
Like, we can just get out. That's fine.
It's very
Don't forget
similar,
that I'm only one door away.
It's very similar to online confidence.
I think it's actually... No,
the
it's
way,
very similar,
the
but
way
here's the thing.
people are just... When they're in a car, they just feel like they're
you got
untouchable.
that safety bubble.
Yeah.
And
No,
like
you're right.
people
I
that...
shoot
like,
through the window.
Oh, yeah, dude. I back when I had a car and did get into those situations, I was in many situations where I would get into it with someone, I would get out of the car and people would be talking a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, and then there's quiet as a church.
And then it gets to the point where it's like they have to get out of the car and do something. They're like, okay, you know, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just going to keep driving.
You got that safety
That's your
bubble
safe
until,
space.
Yeah. Got a safety bubble till I put my foot through the window. Yeah. Then how safe are you? Now there's nothing stopping me.
Similar to online.
Well, guys, is this football?
Is this football?
Episode 11.
Is this football?
Episode 11. We got a huge show for you guys.
Massive show.
Make sure you're liking the Facebook page. Go to Facebook and check out Is This Football ? Make sure you're liking that. Also, make sure you're liking our sister page. Our sister page is They Call Us the Breeze. You can find me on that, and my dad and my brother. That's always a good time.
Bravo Romeo Echo Sierra.
That's true. And then also make sure you're just going to goddamn Tiger Cage Media on YouTube, because we're popping out new videos. We're going to have new videos. We're going to talk about, we're going to be going to New Orleans.
We've got
here in a little bit.
content on content coming up.
You got to make sure you subscribe to that YouTube channel, because you want to get all the videos whenever the podcast goes live, whenever the podcast gets remixed. You just want to be there, guys.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
I was going to say one more thing.
Wait, so does that mean, are we taking a break, or is that...
No,
I was just going to bring something.
I wasn't sure if you were prepping us for a break, but...
David, while you're watching, I'm not sure. I'm guessing Megan isn't watching because she's dealing with the situation you dealt with last week. The wild pit bull is back in the garden, and the dog is outside.
Should we cut the podcast short so we can go deal with this goddamn pit bull? Like, I feel like that's kind of like a serious
Megan hasn't
thing.
called
Like,
back yet.
There's a
I'm
wild
guessing it's
pit bull
okay.
in your backyard that's like...
That's fucking with my domestic.
That's
fucking with my domestic
me,
pit bull.
I'm
going to send a
about
text
all that.
now. I'm going to send a text now.
How's the pit bull situation?
I love dogs, but I am fully prepared to
murder a
Apparently,
dog.
this dog is quite nice. Have you guys heard the story of David's story the other day? So he comes back, and we keep our back door open quite a lot into the garden so the dog can come in and out. And we live in a neighborhood which is quite a lot of stray animals.
It's like a large back area.
Yeah.
Like it's like a fucking massive field.
And for whatever reason, our dog can't get out, which is normal because it's a fucking fenced-in area. But for whatever reason, this dog can just get in our garden.
Is there like holes underneath the fence, or like areas where the dogs can like scrounge?
But David goes to the back door. He goes around the corner to go in the kitchen, grab a drink, and there's just a wild stray pit bull in the house. At the back door.
Oh, no, yeah.
It was in the house.
Wait, was that
okay?
tonight?
No, that's
I remember him telling me about that the other night. Me and him were together yesterday.
That's a grab the fucking snout and grab it by the back of its neck and lift that shit out.
Yeah.
No,
well, you don't want to though, because if you get bit by a rabid dog, you're fucked.
I am a firm believer. I treat human beings and dogs the exact same. If you're a nice human being, I'm very nice to you.
This dog is nice, and that's what.
If you're an asshole human being, I'm very ready to punch you in the face. If you're a nice dog, I'm about it. But If you're a shit dog, I'm gonna kick you in the head.
If it's my fur baby versus your stray random wild fur baby, your wild rabid fur baby
well,
is going
if
down.
it's a random fur baby that's like cool,
apparently
like,
this dog
I'm
is
down.
well, Megan just sent me a text and said it's going pretty good. Can't get the dog out or our dog in, but they're getting along quite well.
Is the dog
Yeah,
so they're playing now. They're playing.
Cool?
No, it's being fine. And David said
well, then that's
the other
fine.
day, it's
they're
just
playing
as long
around
as the dog's
together.
being cool.
Now my next worry is that I'm gonna have 2 dogs as my pets when I get home. That's my next worry.
Main concern.
Well, my thing is just switched. The penny's just dropped.
Megan.
Oh, the penny's just dropped.
Oh my god!
And now I'm the owner of 2 dogs.
Megan is fully adopted.
2 former stray pit bulls are now my domestic.
Megan
pit bulls.
has fully adopted this new dog.
I have 2 dogs now.
Sad part is I'm probably going to be best friends with this dog after talking about kicking into the face.
I might actually have to adopt this dog. Let me see what Megan's saying.
Oh my god!
See what's going on. I don't really want it in the house if it's got rabies, but
well, we can.
Well, I mean, does it? I mean, usually rabies you can kind of tell.
Yeah.
Like dogs or animals that have rabies, they have like a weird fucked up. Like their eyes are
here's
fucked
the thing.
up. Their mouths are a little foamy. They're a little bit. They're usually super skinny and like malnourished.
I'm not going to get another bull terrier that's young because I'm from England. You can't travel with bull terriers. So,
well, what's the difference between 1 and 2?
That's what. If it's the same age as Delilah, I might as well just have both because they'll both die at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Because it's not. Then do you know what I mean? You might as well.
I can see your logic.
Your logic.
Like,
because
I really wanted to get my neighbor breeds pit bulls, and
those pit bull babies, those pit bull puppies are adorable.
They're fucking amazing.
They really are.
And they really
are.
Uncomfortably adorable.
They're lovely. And he was like, listen, I'll give you one for 300. And I was like so close to just going to the house and grabbing 300. And being like,
because you had it in the drawer.
But then again, that then takes 5 years of looking after another animal because it's 5 years younger than my dog. If these dogs are the same age, I'll just have both. Because what's the difference?
Oh, I when I adopted the cat, I had no idea cats lived 18, 20 years.
Yeah, you got yourself a sentence there, boy. You're in this.
I didn't realize I was having a kid.
A cat and a dog are wildly different animals.
Oh, yeah.
As far as like maintenance, upkeep, having to like, you don't have to walk Benny. You don't have to like get up and like.
Absolutely true.
Benny has his own shit. He's got his place where he poops. He's got his food. You basically give him a little attention.
I don't have to give him a bath. In fact, he would hate that. He gives himself his own bath.
I don't think any cats like being bathed.
I don't think dogs do either, to be fair.
Oh, I know some dogs that love it. I've definitely had some dogs that are about the baths and the water and all. I've had some dogs that hate it. I've had dogs that just like you touch them with water and it's just like, why are you trying to kill me?
Yeah.
Oh, my ex-wife and I, we had the guinea pig, and he loved a good bath. She would do shallow water.
Was it an indoor guinea pig?
Yeah. But
Did
she would do
like. Do they have outdoor guinea pigs? What are you
talking
about?
Man. In England we keep our vermin outside.
I will tell you 100%.
We keep our vermin outside.
He's not
buddy.
lying because they're not that. Okay, this is coming from Chris Lilly in a show from Australia, but one of the characters,
Jemai.
They had one of the characters, Gran. She had a pen of 19 different cages that were all outside, and it was all guinea pigs. Like that's
19 cages.
But
wait, what?
So the ex-wife,
she was the crazy guinea pig woman.
The ex-wife would lay down.
Guinea pig lady.
The ex-wife would lay down like 2 inches of water in the bathtub, a little bit of soap, and then just like play with him and kind of wash him. And
they enjoy it. Yeah, there are some dogs that are about it. Some dogs aren't, but I've never.
Dogs are twins, man.
Yeah, well,
I might have to get the other dog.
Okay. Oh my God, Edward! You were just saying how much you don't want to have another dog at the end of this thing.
It's very different energy to Lila. I need to figure out if it's got balls.
But like I said, like as far as stray shit.
Oh my God, it's got massive balls.
Oh, Delilah's not gonna be all right with that. Delilah does not like the
Eddy's
sex
literally live here on radio. He's
and
watching videos from Megan and
from my house.
Falling in love with the dog.
To be fair, he had to check the security of his own home,
and now he's falling in love.
Now he's like, this dog's got massive balls. Why would we not take him?
No. The
balls are huge.
No, the balls are going.
He's part of the family now.
The balls are going. The balls are going.
They're
going immediately. That's the first thing, man. If the dog comes in the house within a week, they won't have any testicles.
Straighten him out.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get mine clipped.
You're not going to allow any other dog to be the big dog in your house.
Let me define that. My cats, not mine.
Fuck's sake.
Well, guys, thank you for joining us. We have a whole lot of show to go.
We're really just freeballing here because so much has happened to me today.
I've got more
this is your
stuff.
big day. This is your big day.
I wanted to touch on the car traffic incident.
Eddie is having a day.
It's just been a fucking insane day.
I didn't realize the whole dog situation was happening, and it seems like
it's going quite well.
It looks like, to be fair, those dogs are getting along
really
swimmingly.
Nice. The dog seems really nice.
Let's do it.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't even think
dogs now.
It looks like a domesticated dog. I don't think that's just a random.
It's got no collar on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you think
in
that area that it wouldn't potentially be someone's dog that just got out?
There's a very good chance.
I think it's just someone's dog that got out and they just haven't found it.
We do live in that kind of
area.
We're
going to be back real quick, guys. We're going to take a short little break. Remy's got to smoke a cigarette. Everybody knows. Don't go anywhere. Stay glued to that YouTube channel / Spotify feed. We'll be right back. We love you.
I've got to check on the fucking life situation. I'll be back.
We'll be right back.
We'll be back, guys. Bye.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Is This Football podcast. I hope I didn't mess up any wires there. Thank you guys for rejoining us, continuing through the break. We have a lot of more stuff to talk about, but before we get into what we're gonna try to get into this segment, I've always thought that based on what we talked about last segment, it was a little bit of an elderly person driving situation. I honestly think it's similar to the NFL. Once a person gets to the age of 70, I think there should be some type of government, not organization, but some type of. There should be a government service in place to just provide people that are over 70 with Ubers wherever they want to go.
I would like to add to this because I've actually got a little bit more of a plan.
If you're well, like I said, this is a very baseline. Like once you reach the age of 70, no human being that's 70 or older should be operating a motor vehicle. I'm sorry.
We saw the
I don't
dangers of it
care
today.
how capable you are. I don't care how cognitive you think you are, or how. And when I'm 70, when I get to that age, I'm sure I'll have a problem with this myself, but. Once I get there, I'll worry about that.
That's great. I don't even think I'm going to make it to 70.
I don't think I'm going to make it to 70.
You're calling your shot
like
already.
I said, if and when I do, maybe if I do, then I could potentially have a problem with that at that point. But I think, honestly, you turn 70, like 65, late 60s, whatever, you're probably still all right. 70 plus, it should be absolutely illegal for those people to drive cars. There's absolutely no
reason that 10-year-olds can't drive and 75-year-olds can.
Exactly.
It's just
I
nuts.
consider
both of them
the
have
exact same situation.
Actually, 10-year-olds have better fine motor skills than 75-year-olds.
100%.
Yeah, hand-eye coordination.
They definitely have better coordination.
They're more in tune.
Have better
with,
reactions.
They're about the same amount in tune with what's going on.
But
in
their lack of knowledge matches the out-of-tuneness of the 7-year-olds.
But 10-year-olds aren't allowed to drive.
Yeah.
And you got 8-year-old fucking boys out here.
I don't think 16-year-olds should be able to drive.
Neither
I think
do I.
18.
I mean,
16 with a parent in the car.
16,
same with 75-year-olds. 75-year-olds with a child.
Getting there.
75-year-olds with one of your kids in the car watching you. Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be driving at 70.
I've been in the car with 70-plus-year-old.
It's bang out of order,
and it's just like, you want me to die.
Yeah. Well, you guys could probably imagine. You guys could probably imagine me at 16. I was basically 30 already, so like I was pretty well in tune with the road.
But that's what I'm saying. 16-year-olds, I get that, but like I agree with Eddie. Like a 75-year-old driving an automobile is the same thing as a 10-year-old driving an automobile. The exact thing. I think a 10-year-old might be better. Based solely based on like body dynamics, maybe they can't like reach the pedals,
but they could have booster pedals.
But their reactions and their
old people's reactions terrible.
Like
do you know what I mean?
They have no idea what's going on.
If a ball was thrown slowly at an old person,
they'd fall on their face and break their jaw.
The lady that hit you today is just realizing what happened. Like it's taken her 12 hours
I'd give it another 24 to 48 before she realizes what she did. She's still in the dark.
She has no idea.
She's still asking Sherlock Holmes what happened.
Fucking
here.
hell, man! They're still out looking for pieces of glass to try and not. They're still out looking on the street out there for pieces of glass to try not to pay the insurance.
They're inspecting the road over by Fifth Avenue just to figure out exactly what happened. They're like, there's no way this old lady just merged into this regular human being 30 years old. Like there's no way that this old lady that's 70 years old just managed to crash into a car.
The very best part of it was when her friend, who was supposed to be the power of attorney, showed up and nearly hit a pole.
My daughter Sidbid just said, I don't think I should drive, and I'm 23. So I mean, Sydney,
have you heard about the situation today? We're not going to go back over it.
I discussed it with her briefly.
Right. Guys, this is the
okay. There's
this football episode 11, and why don't we get into some sports?
We've got a what you call it we've got a conclusion to the Pitbull story. The guy who owns the baby pit bulls, that was the father of the baby pit bulls, and it got out of the yard.
So it lives next door to you.
2 doors down.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, we were saying that, but I was just
you weren't. You were saying that it's some random.
I appreciate the update.
Yeah.
I appreciate the update.
I appreciate it, but when I saw the video of you showing me the pit bulls like rolling around with Delilah, I'm like, that looks like a domesticated dog. That doesn't look like some
it was definitely a domestic
animal off
but
the
that
street.
wasn't. But yeah, I think the one that David saw was not domesticated.
You think it was a different pit bull?
Because I've seen 2 or 3 of them just running around the streets.
In your neighborhood? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I nearly got myself a second dog though.
Wait, so
I might get another dog.
I always had a kind of a funny, what's that guy's name? Your landlord?
Curb. No, it's not my landlord.
Well, what's his name?
My landlord or the guy who breeds the pit bulls?
The guy who breeds the pit bulls.
Curb.
Okay. Does he not have some type of management, say in your... I thought that was your... Does he not do work in your house or something? Am I crazy?
No, he just lives 2 doors down.
Okay, well, just the point is, why is his name Curb?
I'm not sure. I can't get into that. How would I know that?
What is that short for? You didn't ask him?
No.
Curb your enthusiasm.
It's not the type of thing that you say, when you first meet someone's like, hey, my name's Curb.
I would immediately be like, what is Curb short for?
Yeah, no,
Have you ever heard of a name Curb?
He's a good guy. He's a great guy, this guy.
He seems very sweet.
I'm a big
fan.
Nice. He's a great neighbor. When we first moved in, he brought loads of food. He brought loads of produce that he didn't need around. He was like, "Welcome to the neighborhood. You can have this."
That's awesome.
He's a lovely guy.
Fuck yeah.
And he's got. I might have to get one of the puppies.
Also, my dog might be into your backyard at some point.
Yeah. So that's right. It was actually just an early. Yeah. It was an early compensation.
He was letting here's these groceries. By the way, my dog might find its way in your backyard.
I don't know how they.
Terrence is a bit of a shithead. He will probably be over here fucking with your dog.
Yeah. But no, I might have to check out one of the puppies. It'd be nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Those puppies, I'm not gonna lie, were adorable.
Yeah, I might
when
have
you
to
showed
get
me those, pit bull puppies, dog puppies are cute as shit.
The levels.
Pit bull puppies are
I'm a big fan.
That might be why they're illegal. They're just too cute.
Yeah, honestly, that is what it is. It's just that all the other dogs can't compete.
A pit bull puppy is insanely adorable.
Yeah.
Those dogs are they almost make me want to cry. When you see a pit bull puppy, I'm just like, I'm welling up right now.
I don't mean
this. This is brilliant. This is some cuteness that my body can't handle right now.
I said to Megan, "Did you knock on the house?" He said his door was just wide open and he was sitting in a chair inside. And I asked if he was missing a dog, and he said yes.
Me smoking cigarettes. Just
he's like, you found my dog.
Yeah.
I don't mean to talk behind y'all's backs, but guys, make sure you go to YouTube and like the Tiger Cage Media page, and make sure you also go to Facebook and Is this football?
Okay. Are we doing the ASMR thing? Right
we're doing the ASMR thing.
Get onto the Facebook.
Let's do it. All right, so let's talk about sports for a minute. What do you guys say?
Yeah.
What do we got going on?
I would like to talk about. I'm not going to lie. It's the biggest sporting event that's ever existed.
That's true.
There is no other sporting event in the history of the world. A lot of Americans would like to tell you it's the Super Bowl, which...
Super Bowl's the most watched singular event, but it's nowhere near as big as
I believe the
Super Bowl is the most watched singular sporting event, more than the World Cup final. I think it is. You don't think? Maybe it's just the big. Oh no, it's the biggest. No, it's the biggest. It's the biggest.
Wrong.
No. Listen, it's the biggest TV event in the U.S. That's what it is.
In the United States of America, yes, you're right. I'm talking about worldwide in the in the realm of the globe, the most watched
definitely.
sporting event of all time forever, and I would say for probably the foreseeable future, is not only the World Cup in general, but the World Cup final is the most watched sporting event
it makes sense
of all time.
Football's the most popular sport.
It is, for good reasons. Yeah. It's the beautiful game.
And especially if you think about, well, firstly, Europe, of course, and Latin America even more so. Latin America is so much more.
That's a good question that I've thought of in the past. Like, who do you think's more crazy about football / soccer?
Latin Americans are, because
more than European people. Really.
Yeah, because in other places in Europe, like, let's say, like,
they've got more shit to do.
Yeah, probably that. But also, like, if you think about, like, the UK, there's other sporting events. Do you know what I mean?
There's other sporting events in South America.
Like what?
I don't live in South America. I mean, like,
they like baseball?
I'm sure they love baseball.
They do like baseball.
They love baseball.
But that's about it, really. Like, they don't do.
I mean, I don't know. I would assume
they don't race anything. They don't race anything.
They probably race like each other. I don't know. I mean,
this is derailing.
They
Latin Americans love
like
football.
Jaguars and leopards and stuff like that.
Latin Americans do love football. Like, seriously love it, and they know a lot about it too. I work with a bunch of Latin Americans, and they know their shit about football.
Yeah,
100%. We're big into it.
I would imagine that there's probably more deaths resulted in fights from football games in Latin America.
Like, River Plate and what's the other one?
Boca Juniors.
Yeah,
Boca Juniors, River Plate. People are dying every year.
I know multiple.
Multiple.
When's the last time you heard about a Jets fan beating a fucking?
Well, in the UK, like,
and it's big news when that happens.
Yeah, in the UK, to be fair, in the old firm, people do die quite a lot.
Well, no, but that's my question, because I feel like it's a fair question. Like, in the UK, or just, I mean, in Italy, I know it happens.
Poland, it definitely. Italy, it happens.
Careful.
Yeah, no, they go hard in Poland.
We're just commenting on how hard
got a Polski over here.
Yeah, no, they do. They fucking love
in
their
Europe, in
Italians
football games,
the Italian ultras, like Napoli.
That's what I'm saying. In a big rivalry game, like, people die. Like, there are fights. But do you think it's anywhere compared to the way it is in South America? I feel like just
so I'm in the I would say
Brazilian,
I would say
Argentinian
the difference
motherfuckers are ready to die.
I would say the difference is, I think the big difference is the amount of police on the street during the two games.
You're right.
I don't think they put the same amount of
security.
Police
South America.
Well, very few, like, compared to the amount of boots they have on the ground in, let's say, Tottenham Arsenal or West Ham Chelsea, West Ham Millwall, the Old Firm. I'm trying to think who else really goes hard.
You said Millwall.
Millwall, anyone.
I mean, Arsenal, Tottenham is.
Celtic Rangers. Yeah, Celtic Rangers is the big one though. Bigger than anything
Celtic
else.
Rangers,
and Hibs Hearts as well. Hibs and Hearts is massive.
But like I said, so comparatively, Celtic Rangers versus Boca Juniors River Plate.
I can't speak on that because I don't know what it means to people.
But just out guessing, like if you had
which one's more dangerous, or which one means more?
I would.
The one which is more dangerous. The one which is more dangerous is Boca Juniors and River Plate, but which one means more is the Old Firm. The Old Firm is the most important football game in the world, like, bar none. Like, I can't think of anything that is. It literally divides a city and a country and two different countries. It divides Ireland and Scotland. It's literally a religious showdown.
Yeah. So, Protestants, Catholics.
Yep.
Oldest show in the book.
Which I think, shout out Rob, Rangers actually beat Celtic the other day. Rob Graham.
Oh,
yeah. He was home actually for this week. I never got to see him, but
he's Rangers, right?
Yeah, he's a Rangers fan. Yeah. He came back to visit Gale, and it just so happened that it was the Old Firm on the Sunday, and he was back to get with the boys in the Angry Pepper up in Clearwater, because that's where he goes for the Rangers games.
And Angry Pepper is very good.
Do you know what that
good
is?
Wings?
Good wings. Yeah, I've never been there, but that's the Rangers bar.
Wait, are you kidding me? You've been there?
Oh yeah.
Angry Pepper? In like Clearwater or Largo.
Remy's been to the Rangers bar?
Well, it's probably doubles down as a Rangers bar and a regular bar. It's Rangers in the morning, but
if you say Rangers bar, I'm thinking, do they support the New York Rangers?
No, the Rangers, Glasgow Rangers.
It's a Scottish football.
No, I've been to Angry Pepper, actually.
Are you allowed to smoke cigarettes in the bar?
Well, no, my old bass player, actually, this is a fun story. My old bass player I hadn't talked to in, let me get myself on camera here for a second. Give me a second.
Oh, you're not on camera?
No, I only bring myself on camera when I have something to say.
Let the people see your face.
My high school bass player, all through high school, moved to Orlando with the guy. We hadn't hung out for like 2-3 years in our mid-20s, and he goes, "Hey, I'm in St. Pete, or I'm in, St. Pete for the weekend or whatever. You want to go hang out?" And I go, "Yeah, where are we going to go?" He goes, "I really want to go try this place, Angry Pepper." So the two of us met out there.
Clearwater? I think it's
Clearwater.
Right?
Yeah, so we had that, and we went out and had some good ass chicken wings with some spicy, good, flavorful, spicy sauces. And I was pretty impressed. Angry Pepper got my 5 stars that day. Yeah, so I've been there. I know I don't go out a lot, and I don't experiment a lot with new foods, but I did that, so yeah, that's my story.
No, it's so Rob was coming back from
he was in Seattle or something.
No, he's been in
that?
Canada. He's got to be in Canada for another 6 months to do this visa.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He just works abroad.
But no, well, it's because his visa.
He's an engineer.
He changed companies. And it was bought by a Canadian firm, so he has to leave to get his US visa back, while his wife, who's a good friend of ours, stayed here. And he came back to visit for this week, and she was like, "Oh, it's going to be so lovely to see Rob home." Then a couple of weeks later, she was telling us she looked on the calendar, and it just so happened that the old firm was on the weekend that he was back, so it just coincided perfectly.
Luckily you're back when these two teams that like traditionally hate each other are going to be playing. Lucky for you, But yeah, no, I just wanted to talk a little bit about, and I mean, now that I'm looking back on it, it's not that bad.
It's not that out of order, actually.
It's
like
not that
the one that sticks out like a sore thumb to me is Iran in pot 3.
Well,
like,
okay, but see, that's
happen?
one, but also Group A, obviously Qatar.
Yeah,
Qatar.
That's why it's so weak, is because they're the ones. They're the ones.
Yeah, but also in Group A, it's Qatar, Ecuador, who they're not a powerhouse, but Ecuador. But then Senegal.
I don't think I know anyone. But okay, so go through this way.
That's what I'm saying. And it's them, and then the Netherlands.
They're listed.
The Netherlands are going to walk to.
Oh yeah. If they don't get out of that group, it's going to be total embarrassment.
And then it's England, Iran, United States.
This is the battle of this is the hatred group, because if Scotland or Wales make it, at which they both got a good chance to get in, you've got England and versus Scotland or Wales
with
who
the
hate
United
each other.
States in the same group.
The big one is the US versus Iran. That's just a fucking that's just mad.
And why would
and then also England versus Iran. You've got USA's little brother in there.
I think just everybody hates Iran.
And well, they fucking hate.
I don't know anybody
world,
that doesn't hate Iran. They just seem like a terrible country.
Just a bunch of fucking assholes. But
so how does Iran practice
that's exactly.
for
how the fuck did they get into this?
Do they just kick infidels' heads around? I mean, is that what they do to practice?
They just kick little uranium rocks around.
People that are in this group.
You won't know any players for Iran. No chance. If they get a point, I'll be shocked.
Yeah, if anybody listening can name one Iranian player now, I'd just be at which. I mean, there's not many people listening, but I mean,
I'll check the chat.
Sanji,
I'll check the chat.
Please, right, I don't even.
The
next group, Group C, Argentina. Another one, Saudi Arabia.
It's that Middle Eastern conference is so weak.
But you don't think there's something else at play there? Saudi Arabia I just feel like.
But then again, look at the teams they beat. Who have they beaten? Do you know what I mean? To get into the group, they're shite. All of the Middle Eastern teams are shite.
Yeah, but just the fact that but the fact that that should be Asia. Like that's Asia. Like that's not, and like the Middle East shouldn't be their own district where it's like they just play other Middle Eastern teams. That should be Asia. They should play against China and Japan, South Korea. All like that should be an Asian conference. But somehow Iran and Saudi Arabia,
Qatar, and
I mean,
and it's a Middle Eastern World Cup
every time. Yeah, well, that you know what I mean? Is my point. It's a Middle Eastern World Cup, which is fine. But the fact that all these I just want it to be as equal and as.
It's also not fine either, because a country that is just completely against progressive rights shouldn't be hosting a major. That should not be happening. Yeah, because if you think about it, Russia aren't even allowed in the World Cup, which fair play.
Yeah,
because
fair play.
Fair play. But also at the same time, fair play. But I do agree with it, but the football team and most of the Russian people aren't in support of Putin. Also, do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of countries,
they're banned from the World Cup, but we're going to fucking host the World Cup in a place where women aren't even allowed to drive, work, they can't show their skin. You're not even allowed to fucking drink there, man. What the fuck is this bullshit?
Yeah.
Like, the World Cup is one of the biggest drinking festivities in the world.
Well, that's what someone brought the point up to me the other day, that like everyone's freaking out about Russia invading Ukraine and all that stuff, all the war atrocities, stuff like that. It's like that's been happening in the Middle East for the last 50 years.
I was going to say 40. Yes.
40, 50.
Honestly, no.
Like,
You can bring it all the way 100 years. 100 years.
And they people are like, oh, they're killing children and all this. Like, there's been people in the Middle East killing children, but because of oil interests and because of interests for our oil placehold, things like that. But it's like, we're not.
We're going to overlook it.
We're going to pick and choose. Well, and
it's double standard, isn't it?
Not to take away from what Russia's doing is terrible. It's absolutely horrible, and like we should absolutely be paying attention to that. But the fact that like Syria literally did the exact same thing about 4 to 6 years ago, and they were killing children. They were like biological weapons and children. And nobody really cared. It was like, that's a big deal.
Because they don't have nuclear weapons.
Exactly.
It's no active threat to our own.
Iran has been persecuting their own people for years and years and years.
That's what I'm saying about.
And it's not that big of a deal. But like when it's white people, when it's Ukrainian, Russian people, when it's white versus white,
I don't even think it's that. I think it's the fact that I think
it's white people versus white people.
That may play
a
small part to it, but you know what? I think it's all of these people virtue signaling, saying, "Oh, this is so terrible, and I hate it so much." But the reason they hate it so much is because the reason they hate it so much is the fact that Russia have the ability to wipe the earth.
Well, no, that obviously plays another part.
If it was like you say, look at what's going on in Yemen. Yemen has the worst humanitarian crisis in the world right now due to the triple-headed civil war. No, Yemen is terrible because at least Palestine is obviously terrible. It's
Palestine has been
really bad,
absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, by Israel, which is backed by the U.S.
But that's what I'm saying. But it's like Palestine gets destroyed just as bad, if not worse, than Ukraine is getting destroyed now. But nobody really cares.
But at least that is somewhat. Not a mention is made of Yemen ever. It's the worst humanitarian crisis in the world. No one even knows about it because of the fact that But I'm saying the laymen don't even know about it, and it's because of the fact that they have no world standing, because of the fact that they're a bleak third world country with very little influence on the world. Yeah, very little influence on the world. Yeah. And if Saudi Arabia, which they have been doing, they're continually backing rebels to infiltrate Yemeni forces, and they're completely fine to just go about their business.
Yeah, and nobody cares.
Exactly. But I don't think it's because I don't think it's necessarily because of the color of the skin. I think it's to do with the fact that Russia is such a threat.
It has to do with their resources. The United States will never have an issue with Russia because we get too much oil from them. Same thing with Saudi Arabia. United States will never.
Well, they have. Well, to be fair though, the US have basically just completely cut ties with Russia. They're not doing boots on the ground.
We still get oil from Russia.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. There's no way. There's no way. That's
not.
No. How can
let's not get political.
I just want to say that there's no possible way that you can get oil from Russia if you've put stipulations on them that they can't trade with you.
There's been multiple times that there's been U.S. like power.
Wait, in the last 2 months?
Yeah, in the last 3 months, the energy companies are still getting. They're saying, "Oh well." There's like Exxon, Shell, all those things are saying, well, we can't take those types of hits based on if we were just to completely, totally cut ties from Russia, that we would take too many hits. We can't do that. So we understand.
I do find that surprising.
Have you? You didn't hear about anything like that?
No, I did. Well, the things that I saw was since
they invaded Ukraine, we have still been.
So the things that I saw was
Russia,
most oil firms were refusing to do business with them.
A lot of them have.
Yeah, I think BP and Shell have definitely cut it off, and then there might be. I'm sure there are, especially smaller ones. Especially well, they're the fucking scum of the earth. They're known to be like the worst.
They're disgusting. But
no, and I'm sure a lot of the smaller ones won't, because, like you say, it's a life and death. Well, life and death. Yeah. It's a financial survival thing. Do you know what I mean? Which doesn't make it morally right.
The United States is 100% still doing business, even through this entire
like backhanded business.
We are still getting oil, and the price of oil or the price of gas in the United States has not helped that at all. They're like, but we're not going to make the oil prices go up. But what they're doing is they're lining the pockets of the CEO.
That's a butterfly effect.
But we're still getting oil from Russia.
Anytime that you have world conflict, especially in a huge OPEC country, there's always going to be a rise in petroleum prices. That's natural. Like, look at the Middle East. Remember I remember my parents saying, like, after the 9/11 invasion, because obviously all of the Middle Eastern countries were pretty much in opposition of that, which is obviously understandable.
Yeah, obviously.
Fuel prices just went up like 4 or 5-fold.
Yeah,
which is so it's normal. Anytime there's trouble in any of the OPEC countries or any of them doing business with anyone, you're going to see a rise in prices.
Yeah.
Anyway,
exactly.
let's do something a little bit more lighthearted on the next segment.
Well, we're going to take a little break. We've talked enough about political.
We try and keep it.
I know we try to keep it light. We've talked enough about oil prices and geopolitical conflict for this.
Which
podcast,
I could talk about all day.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We're going to be coming right back. We're going to take a little break. Remy's got to smoke a cigarette. We all have to smoke a cigarette after that one.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Is This Football podcast.
Is this football?
Thank you for rejoining us. Thank you for staying glued to your receptacle. And
I like that better. I like that the best. That's the best one you've done yet. Receptacle.
Yeah.
Wherever you get your podcast shit.
Is there a Ralph's around here?
Ralph's around.
We talked about a lot of stuff in the last couple segments, and we're looking to get into a little bit.
We're trying to do a bit of sports because that's what it's about.
Well, we started with sports, so it always ends
what
up
was the starting
devolving.
Sports? Oh no, but we haven't.
It was World Cup
sports,
for the last one, but no,
we had to talk about the
sports.
traumatic experience of getting hit.
Well,
by the old
I
lady.
wanted to start with that, give a little bit of a personal story.
I'm
about
still
what we're
shaking.
Doing, how we are. Yeah,
it's only the wine that's calming me down.
Some 70-year-old lady
let's get a couple shots of.
You can't be that.
Let's get a couple shots of tequila in here in the next hour.
It could help.
One thing I do want to mention, the Bolts. I mean, let's talk about hockey for a minute.
Yeah.
We are about 13 games out, all of us. Basically, every team is about 13 games out from the playoffs right now. And I'm pretty excited. We're definitely going to make the playoffs. I don't know. Like I was talking to Dan earlier. I'm sorry, I'm going to put myself on camera here. I think we're playing a lot of weird first lines. We're experimenting a little bit because we're getting ready to go into that playoff drift. We're we put in what was the goalie's name?
Elliot.
What's the other one? Vasilevsky?
Elliot. And McElhenney and Elliot. We've been playing a little bit more than Vasilevsky, and we're just trying to figure out some new strategies just to see what might be. You never know when
Vasi has had some injury. Like
Something's going on with him lately.
There's been issues with him, injuries. Like he'll be fine, he'll be good, and then he'll have some little thing where he's out for a week or two, which I get that. Like when something like that happens to someone with a person that's that important to the team, someone that's that much of the backbone of your team.
Defense wins championships,
but at the same time, you don't want to be in Game 5 in the Stanley Cup Finals. He gets injured, and you have to put in a goalie that has zero experience.
Exactly.
That
so
has never played. That has never played a
minute.
minute. So obviously, Vasi's the number one guy. He's our guy. He's unarguably the best goalkeeper in the league. That's not even a question.
Unarguably.
But you have to plan for him playing as much as he can.
Price is kind of up there, but not really.
There are a lot of other good goalies. But, I mean, as far as right now, this moment in time, you talked to me 2 or 3 years ago, it might be someone else. It might be, I don't know, Carey Hart or any of those other good, like, they're, what's up?
Who does Carey Hart play for?
I think he played for the Blackhawks.
Yep.
There's other good goalies, but as of right this moment in the NHL, Vasilevsky is by far the best goalkeeper in the league.
Has been for about 2 years.
But to be fair, like I said, this past season, he has had little tweaks and things like that going on with his health. And I think it's only prudent for us to, why are you going to have a second and third string guy that never plays or you're going to put in a dire situation?
Yeah, you got to put him in. Get their ice legs about them. Get their shit ready. Get them, acclimated to this style of play. Because we're coming up now. The game that happened last night that we lost 6-2 to the fucking Maple Leafs, they are not even calling anything. Yeah. They're doing it like playoff. They're getting it. They're getting us ready for playoff hockey.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be playing the Leafs or we're going to be playing the Bruins.
The Maple Leafs are good.
Wait, so just to touch on the seeding, it seeds in the East and West 1 to 8, right? In the East and West. So in the Atlantic and the Metro in the East, they take the top 4 teams from the Atlantic, top 4 from the Metro, and then they reseed on points. Am I right?
Right. Yeah. Correct.
So right now the Lightning would be the 3.
I think
we're the
5
4th
seed.
As of right now,
we're play the 4, which would
we're
be
4th seat, which is well above the 5th seat.
They play the Penguins. No, you guys are the 5, and you play the 1, 2.
We're tied.
No,
we're tied with
5.
Bruins for points, but I still have $100 bet on us fucking three-peating this year.
Who did you
Mayo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, just
and he's a
even?
Bruins guy.
Yeah. Before we even started the goddamn season, Eddie, I put $100 on a
even money.
three-peat.
That's such a bad bet. No, I love you, man, but that's just the worst bet.
Why?
Because you're just
Here
going to
we
take
are
even
about
money.
to go to the fucking
You're about to
playoffs.
take even money. Right now, you could get 6 or 7 to 1, and they're not even in the playoffs.
Well,
yet.
I mean, like even money maybe, but like I don't think that's a terrible.
I'm not saying
bet.
it's a bad bet. Saying they're the best team in the NHL. It's a terrible bet value-wise.
Hold on.
No, they're the 8th team.
Hold on. Let's get the specifics of the bet. So you bet that the Lightning would win a three-peat. He bet that they wouldn't, or that the Bruins
that was
were
it.
going to win.
That was it.
God, that's
So it's only Lightning win or bust.
Now, here's the thing.
That might be a bad
Here's the
bet.
thing.
It's just as bad
If-
now.
I thought it
then?
was Lightning versus the Bruins.
No, it's just straight up before the season even
been
started.
fleeced
I
there,
betted
buddy.
him $100 that the Lightning would do a three-peat.
Oh, you would have got 6 or 7 to 1 online.
But
Bookmaker would have given you 6 or 7 to 1.
if we play the Bruins in the first round, then another bet comes into play. And last year, Mayo and I had a bet where whoever won out of the Bruins and the Lightning had to work a shift for the other one,
And you got an
I
extra
won
shift.
that one. So he's like, I'm off Wednesday, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're working for me, motherfucker. But
No, you're not, motherfucker.
But now we're trying to think of a creative new bet, and I said I can't afford a shift this year because I have 2 podcasts this year. I have all sorts of shit going on. I cannot pick up a shift for you. I cannot do that. Money, yeah, we already have a bet on money for whether or not the Lightning are going to win 3 out. But let's do something fun instead. So I have an idea. Me and Mayo, whoever loses, if Boston should play Tampa in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, whoever loses has to wear a Volt patch that someone can trigger a shock on them.
Oh God!
Wait, what?
Like
where are you getting this hardware?
No, it's available
dark web.
online.
The
You can
dark
go
web.
to Amazon.
Something that you can put
torture
on
device.
your.
It's
a
almost
torture device.
it's almost like a dog shock collar. I will give him a patch that I can shock
I wouldn't be up for that at all.
his arm.
So you've put this much thought into it, and you didn't even think about asking for like three
Better
or
odds.
4 to
Shit,
1
bro, that would be a
odds.
steal for him anyway. 6 or 7 to 1 would
But
have been
think
the right
about it
bet.
like
I
this.
know, right?
Me and Dan both work at the restaurant. Me and Mayo both work at the restaurant.
So
Imagine
you being able to shock him whenever you want
while he's carrying
He's worth
food
$700.
and drinks.
Imagine you being in that situation.
Yeah, I know.
though,
You're playing
when
with fire
the
here.
Lightning don't win the Stanley Cup.
Right, I'm not
mean-
going to harp on this terrible bet too much longer, but my New Year's...
You should have consulted Edward.
Yeah, my Christmas gift to you, Remy, is I'm going to plug you in my bookmaker because you're missing out on $500-$600 there if they win it.
I mean,
But anyway, congrats either way.
neither here nor there.
Also, just
I am
looking at the
happy with your
standing-
confidence.
looking at
I
the
am just-
standings,
oh.
Fair play to the Florida Panthers.
I
And
know,
they were supposed to be
right?
pretty good
There are
coming in,
Florida
but
there are
Panthers.
three
Fuck,
teams.
And the Carolina Panthers, the Avalanche, are absolutely.
There are three
destroying
teams-
Carolina
people.
Hurricanes.
There are 3 teams that I
Carolina-
think
What did I say?
The
Carolina?
Panthers.
there are
That's the
3
football.
teams. There are
Florida
3
Panthers,
teams.
Carolina
Yeah,
Hurricanes,
exactly.
yeah.
Before we move out from hockey, there are 3 teams that I feel will win the cup over the Bolts. They are the Colorado Avalanche, the Calgary Flames, and
Calgary,
the
shit.
Florida Panthers.
No.
There are 3 teams that I think
Leafs
will
are pretty good as
probably
well,
win.
honestly.
The Leafs are very good, but I feel like
There's no one in the Metro that's any good.
I mean, the
Penguins can always
the
do
Minnesota
something.
Wild are an absolute
Avalanche are the best team in the
bully of a
fucking
team.
league.
I'd say the Wild are about a quarter of an inch behind them.
They're really
the Minnesota
close.
Wild.
Minnesota
are an
Wild
absolute
are fucking
beast of a
tearing
team.
it up.
What happened last time the Lightning played the Wild?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, neither
only
do
gonna
I.
get me upset.
It's only going to get me upset. I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna recharge my batteries, but Yeah, what else were we going to talk about?
We can do some baseball if you want. We got baseball.
Yeah,
season
no.
on Friday.
That was the other thing we were going to talk about. We got baseball coming up. There was a little bit of a rough patch. There was a labor dispute between the MLB and the Players Association, which I am forever, not to take away from what we're going to talk about the actual baseball, but I am forever in favor of the Players Association.
Oh, of course, so am I.
There is never a situation, whether it's NFL, MLB, NBA, where I'm like,
man,
I wish the MLB gets what they want and the players suffer.
That's the old man gammon. That's the old man gammon take. They're like, these young non-whites are making $100 million a year. They should play for free.
Any human being that has the organization on their side rather than the players.
I'm
just gonna go ahead and say it. You're a piece of shit.
Oh, without a doubt.
You're a douchebag. If you would rather take like these billionaire owners over the players which like me and you remember me and you were talking about it, and we were like, they want a lot of better money, better deals for the minor league players who at the time me and you were like, yeah, they're probably making $50,000-$60,000 a year. The AAA guys, the AAA guys who were drafted but then got put into a AAA system, a farm system, and now they're trying to make the majors. I was reading something. They make between $15,000 and $20,000 to $25,000 a year.
So a third of what we make. That's fucking ridiculous.
And you're
not home with your family.
Those are players, and obviously they only play a certain amount of the year. They're not playing 365 days a year.
But then again, when in their off season, it's not really an off season. You're conditioning. You're trying to make a team.
Exactly. You're working out. Yep. You're going to different teams.
It's a 325 day a year job.
I just assumed they were making at least $50,000. I was
honestly, I would have said 100.
But I was looking it up. They're making between like 15
and I think that's what it was.
I
think the two big stumbling blocks were those three. One was the min pay, which fair play for these $100 million men like Scherzer and stuff for stepping up to the plate and saying, you know what, my boys deserve it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to worry about money for the rest of it. Oh no, they do.
And they do. 100%.
And so fair play to them for that. The other thing was arbitration. They were worried about because this is fucking a lot to get into. I've read into baseball arbitration and I can't get my head around it. But basically, the layman's terms is, after 4 or 5 years in the majors, after you get off your rookie contract for 2 to 3 years, depending on your service time, which is a whole nother thing, you then go into arbitration if you can't agree with the club, and an independent arbitrator decides how much you're worth.
What they're willing to pay you for what you've done and what they're about to prepare. That was the
other argument. They wanted less arb and then to hit free agents sooner. And I think the last one was
the bottom line. They want to pay baseball players less.
Exactly,
that's what they want.
Or they want to keep it stagnant, or
stagnant. But
and then the other thing was that the MLB wanted to go to a expanded playoff schedule, which I think it's 16 or 17.
I don't agree with that.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Listen, we have to struggle through 162 games of baseball every year. Let's fucking have some playoff baseball.
I do not agree with
I'm on board with it.
It's the same thing with the NBA. I disagree with all formats where they enlarge
Listen, I'm okay with
give the players
6 teams in each conference. 6 out of 15.
Give the players more money.
6.
Give the people coming out of the minors more money. Do all that.
But what about playoffs though? Listen, 6 teams out of 15 in each conference.
It makes it shittier competition. It's the same thing with the NBA. We used to be the top 8. Now it's like 8, 9, 10.
You say
8,
that
9,
though,
10,
but the Nationals got in.
The
Nationals got in as the 5 seed.
Yeah.
2 years ago and then won it all.
All it is making the league more money.
It does make it more money. It makes more money, but if the players make royalties on it and the fans are going to enjoy it too, man, you want some playoff baseball.
The fans don't enjoy blowouts.
The fans enjoy playoff baseball.
Yeah, well, they enjoy playoff baseball, but they don't enjoy 2 shitty teams playing. Nobody likes 2 shitty teams playing.
Fire take on who's going to win each division really quick. Just bang like that. In baseball, 6 divisions. Let's zoom through it. Let's start with the AL East. And this is the hardest one, honestly, because you've got 2 behemoths, 2 pretty good teams, and then 1 dumpster fire.
Well,
and I'm going to take the Yankees.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm taking the Yankees.
Wow.
I don't know if Toronto's. I think Toronto might have the best team in the AL East, but there's not one guy on that team. The only guy on that team who you can say
you'd have them over the Rays. I'd say
I was talking about the Blue Jays.
Well, no, you just said the Yankees.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about the Blue Jays is the next best thing.
No, I would say it's Blue Jays, then Rays, and then by a far margin.
No, you can't say a far margin.
Red Sox, Red Sox.
Oh, the Orioles are way in the distance.
Yankees, Red Sox, and then Orioles.
Far margin, huh?
The Orioles will be lucky to. The Orioles will be lucky to not lose 100 games.
Orioles gets 20 wins, I'd be happy.
20 wins.
Orioles gets 20 wins and 160 wins.
So listen to my line of thinking. Listen to my line of thinking. The Blue Jays have a bunch of firepower and a really exciting team. The only true winner on that team, by been there and done it, is George Springer, who's just been added, which fair play. But there's a bunch of young guys. Are they really going to do it for 162 games?
To be fair, the AL East is the best division.
It's been the best division
baseball.
for 5-6 years.
Since the Rays got good, since the Rays became a perennial threat in the postseason, like that's the bet. Like Toronto, Tampa Bay, New York, Boston, that is an absolute slaughterhouse of good teams.
Murderer's row.
Orioles, not so much.
Yeah.
Don't mean to bring it up.
I mean, even 6-7 years ago, the Orioles were in the American League Championship.
Yeah, 6-7 years ago, they were.
But
all right.
I'm just saying.
You're
but
right.
Still, no, it's murderer's row. And
okay, so now
that hat looks like it's about 6-7 years old.
It's from the championship game, 10 years old.
So at AL Central, who do you think?
I would take the Twins there. The White Sox could be good too.
The Twins,
but I'd take the Twins. The Twins have loaded
up. I'm taking
up.
White Sox easily.
AL West.
I
don't know, man. It's a bit of a dumpster fire. Probably the Astros.
My least favorite team in probably all professional sports is the Houston Astros, just because I don't want to get too much into it. It's a terrible shit franchise of cheaters and just absolute scum human beings. Anybody that's watching,
that's how you really feel.
Anybody that's watching that's a Houston fan, please come see me. I'll let you know.
But I probably think the Astros do.
The Astros probably win that division. I'm not going to lie.
National League East?
It's a trash.
The Mets. I think the Mets are going to win the East this year.
No, Atlanta.
Atlanta's
baby.
really good.
I'd take Atlanta all day.
The fucking Phillies are in there too, man.
The Phillies are good, and the Mets.
And the Nats.
There's an argument for DeGrom being the best pitcher in baseball.
Definitely, and they got your man as well, Noah Syndergaard as well, who can throw like 120.
Syndergaard's not.
He's always hurt.
He's not what he was a couple years ago. Syndergaard 2 or 3 years ago was an absolute.
They've loaded up the lineup too.
Their centerpiece is Jacob DeGrom. He's the one that Jacob DeGrom stays healthy and gets 20 to 25 wins in a season. That's a dangerous team. But other than that, I just take Atlanta. I feel like I'm not going to put you off Atlanta. They've been deep in the playoffs. They're a good team. They just won it all. They've got good pitchers. They've got good bats. Acuna Jr.
Yeah, that's the one.
They've got a great team. But the Mets, you're right. The Mets are really good.
The Mets are loaded too.
Phillies are all right. I take the Mets over the Phillies. But
the Nats have fallen off massively.
The
Nats have fallen off hugely.
They're still okay, but that's another one that's not quite like the AL East, but it's a tough division.
Central.
It's a tough division. See, this is another one I know.
Brewers. I know very little about the Central League, but I'll take the Brewers. But I know strong fancy.
My default is to always say that the St. Louis Cardinals are going to win.
Well, they're just the most consistent franchise.
They're one of those. They're
always there or thereabouts.
They're one of those franchises in Major League Baseball. They're always good. They all whether or not they make the playoffs.
Wait, this is the division with Detroit in it, right?
No, that was...
that's the AL Central.
Yeah, Detroit's AL Central. Yeah, it's Milwaukee.
Because people are talking about Detroit too. Detroit just loaded up too.
Yeah,
but I know.
I'm not sold on them. Yeah, it's Milwaukee, St. Louis, Cincinnati. Oh, Cincinnati, dude.
If the Tigers are going to make a run, then I would just.
Yeah, Detroit.
Tiger Cage.
Yeah. And then the
Pittsburgh's trash. And Chicago Cubs.
Terrible. And then the West is just a mortgage job. That's the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. That's not even debatable. There's good teams there.
Bro, that's another one.
There's good teams there, but that's a mortgage job, man.
Me?
That fucking team is loaded.
Are you kidding me?
I think
you don't think that the San Francisco Giants.
I think they're a good team, but I think
San Francisco
last year was
I'm calling Giants.
No.
I'm calling Giants.
I'll give you a match bet on that.
I'll put money with you.
As much as you want. I'm not betting with friends. I'm not betting with friends.
Well, we'll have a gentleman's bet. I'll put money that the San Francisco Giants and the
loser has to buy dinner. Loser has to buy dinner.
Loser has to buy dinner. I'll put money that the San Francisco Giants are going to end up with a better record than the LA Dodgers.
Take that bet.
I'll take that right now. And then also,
you're watching it live.
San Diego Padres.
Yeah, I love that team.
San
That's
Diego
the most
Padres?
exciting.
Are you
It's the
kidding
most
me?
exciting team in the
They're
majors.
not
It's the
really-
most exciting. I
they're
fucking
not
love
really
that team.
deep.
Well, I love Manny Machado. Manny Machado is my favorite
Manny
player.
Machado,
in the majors.
Fernando Tatis is just an absolute
Hosmer
stud.
can still swing it.
Yeah.
I just don't know who their pitchers are. Do they have any good pitchers?
I'm sure they have some good ones. I can't name any off the top of my head, but they're another good one. The Rockies aren't good, and the Arizona Diamondbacks are just fucking trash. Yeah. But I'm telling you, bro.
Listen, the Giants are good.
Giants,
but I just think that Dodgers team is loaded.
They are, and that is, but like the Giants are fucking good, dude.
Yeah, no, they are.
Giants are
they are
really
good. But I thought last year was a little bit of lightning in the bottle. I don't see that being sustainable again. But I said that last year too. I kept saying, "Shit, they were 60 games. There were 60 games left to play, and they were 3 games up." And I was like, "There's no way they're going to sustain this."
Over 100-win team.
Yeah.
Like that's.
And I kept saying, "No, it is.
You win
over
they're
100
obviously
a good
games
team
in the majors.
Listen,
like,
they're a good team.
Feat.
But I just think the Dodgers are a mortgage job.
All right. I would tend to agree with you. Like if the Dodgers win the World Series, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
So deep as well in every position.
I do have to say, I do believe Kershaw is on his way down.
Yeah,
that's what I was just.
Yeah.
From a layman's, we got to get Clayton out of here. I mean, he's
he
just
can
a
still
fucking
pitch.
dynasty.
He still can pitch.
He
can still pitch for to a 4.2.
He's had his fucking dynasty. It's time. It's
I mean,
over.
he's a Hall of Famer, but
he just won his first World Series.
I know, but I mean,
last
like
year.
the dude's a
Not
fucking
not last
badass.
year,
Yeah.
before. That and he had been to what he lost in the.
He's lost like 3
He
in
lost
addition
like
to that. He's lost so
3
many.
World
And then there's the
Series,
one against Houston where they cheated, where he probably should have won
Yeah,
one.
no, well,
'cause
that's-
shit 4-3.
Don't get me started on how
we're
much
not
of a
getting into
trash
that.
franchise
I want to shout something
Houston
out
is.
before
They're just
we
fucking
leave.
terrible human beings all the way around.
I want to
Fuck
shout
you,
something out
Houston,
before we
and
leave.
everybody that likes you.
I want to shout something before we leave. Congratulations on the Buffalo Bills being in Buffalo for another 40 years. New stadium, new lease. Erie County agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Not leaving Buffalo
I
in my
forgot
lifetime.
about that.
Let's go.
Well, wait, was there a danger of them leaving
Well,
Buffalo?
the lease
Like,
was
what-
ending. Okay, so the real danger was 4 years ago. 5-6 years ago when the team was up for sale. Ralph Jr. died. There was talk that Bon
Is there a
Jovi.
Ralph's around here?
Yeah.
Ralph's Jr.
What do you call it? Talk was that Bon Jovi, piece of shit, by the way. Terrible music, also terrible human.
Terrible
Everything. Terrible everything.
Give me dabs. Give me dabs. I fucking hate Bon Jovi.
Right, fuck Bon Jovi, but he was going to try and buy the Bills, take them to Toronto, and sell the team for an exorbitant amount of money.
Wait, he was going to take him to Toronto?
Yeah, man, there's a
Why
big
does everybody
market.
want to go to Canada?
Because it's fucking huge.
They wanted to take the Rays to Montreal. It's like, why?
Let me just say,
they don't deserve them up
the
there.
Pagulas,
Get out of here.
Terry and Kim Pagula came in, already bought the Buffalo Sabres, now own the Bills, Buffalo Legends, Buffalo Dynasty, got our franchise quarterback. And the Bills are staying for another 40 years. Lease is signed, Erie County approved, and we're getting a new stadium in 26. So let's go.
There you
go. Go Bills.
There you go. Go Bills.
And you're about to fucking eat this L every time you play the Bills for the next 10
four
years.
Super Bowl losses in a row coming up. In the works, baby.
Not with Josh.
They're working on that right
Not with
now.
Josh.
If they could only get past the
Cincinnati
Bengals.
the fucking Kansas City Chiefs.
The
are
Cincinnati
kryptonite. But
Bengals.
without Tyreek Hill, though, they're not going to be the same team. I can promise you that.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill. Okay, listen to
I
this.
am a
listen
firm
to this.
believer that
listen
you're
to this.
wrong. Go ahead.
Firstly, without Tyreek Hill, well, they're going to struggle in the West anyway. They're not going to be the 1 seed this year. The Bills are going to be the 1 seed. They're going to lose 3 or 4 games. They got Russ in the division. Derek Carr can do a little bit.
Wait, hey, hold on, Eddie. Where did Tyreek Hill go?
To Miami, but it doesn't
Where
matter.
is-
Tua
where-
can
where
only
does
throw the ball
Miami
20
play?
yards.
Where does Miami
All you do
play?
is 2 deep safety.
So wait,
doesn't matter. It's
okay,
much better for the
but
Bills
that-
to play Tyreek Hill in the regular season with a quarterback that can't get him the ball than to be burnt by him by a quarterback
You
that
understand
can.
what I'm saying? You're saying
understand.
that the Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs had Tyreek Hill. They lost Tyreek Hill. So you're saying, the Kansas City Chiefs are substantially a less good team because they lost
Because they can
Tyreek
get him the
Hill.
ball. Miami can't get him the ball.
That's not what
Miami
I'm
can't
asking.
get him the ball. Yes,
he goes
that's
to
true.
Miami,
Yes.
which is in the
Yes.
AFC East.
Yes, because of the system.
Tua
They can't get him the ball.
Tua Tagovailoa
Yes.
is not as bad as you think he is.
Right. Let me just say
Tua
really
Tagovailoa
quick.
healthy?
I want to tell you something.
Go ahead.
I want to tell you something. The threat to Buffalo making a Super Bowl is much greater with Tyreek playing for the Kansas City Chiefs and us playing him once or twice a year, either in the regular season and then in the playoffs, than it is with him not getting the ball thrown to
twice,
him
maybe 3 times
and catching the ball for 5 yards and then getting tackled because you just double him up, and you play a safety
You're not
deep.
tackling Tyreek Hill. What on earth?
If he's
what on earth
if
has ever
he's
led you to believe
5
you're attacking
yards,
Tyreek Hill?
Let's just see. Miami will be swept by Buffalo this year, including Boston and the New York Jets. Then none of them are going to lay a glove on Buffalo this year.
Did you beat
6-0.
Miami both times
Yes,
this year?
we've won like 7 in a row against them. They are garbage. Miami are trash.
They won 8
They
in a
might
row.
get. They might get.
They won 8 in a row.
They might get a They might get a wild card. They might get a wild card actually, but they won't do much with it.
I'm just
they
saying.
They can get beaten in Buffalo. They can lose in Buffalo. They can lose in Buffalo by 40 points.
Okay, but in the same breath, you take so much off of Kansas City
because
losing
Mahomes can get Tyreek Hill opens up the offense because Mahomes can do anything.
Mahomes can, but that's my point.
Exactly,
Mahomes
but Tua
can
can't.
Throw to
Tua
anybody.
can't.
Mahomes can throw to anybody. You think that the Chiefs are going to be so taken down?
It's
by
not as
losing
much
Tyreek
that
Hill?
it's the fact that Russ is in the division. Herbert's got another year. Oakland's loaded up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I think they're going to have a lot more competition.
They've always had that though. Like
they didn't have Russ. Denver is a new animal. Justin Herbert with a new year.
I'm ready to
with another
see
year.
how I'm
Devontae Adams and Oakland loading up.
Okay, Devontae Adams doesn't immediately make Oakland good.
I know that.
Oakland is the exact same team they were last year with a solid. Like I'm going to be the first person to say right now, Devontae Adams is okay.
He's better than that. He's better than okay.
Have you
Have
ever seen Devontae Adams get thrown to by anybody other than
I know.
Aaron
No,
Rodgers?
listen. I
it's
fully
the same
agree
thing
with
with
that.
Tyreek Hill.
It's the same thing with Tyreek Hill. I fully agree with that.
It's the same thing with Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill getting thrown at by Patrick Mahomes is amazing. Tyreek Hill with Tua Tagovailoa, not that good.
Right.
Devontae Adams getting with Aaron Rodgers, great. With Derek Carr, who I think is okay, he's not going to be as good as when he's getting thrown at by Aaron Rodgers. It's just not going to happen.
I understand that.
I don't like the Russell Wilson move is the one, like
it's the big one, yeah.
Like
the Herbert with another year.
The Chargers and the Raiders are essentially the same team they were last year. I don't yes, they've made some changes. They're going to be the same way. Whether or not Russell Wilson affects the Broncos the way you I hope to God Russell Wilson makes that team a playoff contender. Do I think that's good? I think that's yet to be seen. Right. I'm not going to say that right away. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We've got to go right now. We'd love to talk all night, but this is the only...
And we could.
We've only got a small amount of time here. Like I said, thank you for listening. Subscribe to...
I'll do it.
Go ahead, Ray. You're better than me at it.
Make sure you go to YouTube, guys. Make sure you go to YouTube. Check out the page, Tiger Cage Media. You get both shows. Is This Football? And They Call Us the Breeze. And you get any other videos that we might post. Make sure you're also, if you're not watching the feed if you're just listening to this on your podcast, make sure you go to YouTube and watch us 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday night. You can catch the show live. You get a whole lot of extra shit and a lot of extra talk in between stuff. We're going to go take a shot. I need a fucking shot.
We're going to go get a drink right now. It's been a stress. Eddie got hit by some old lady, man.
Dave, what do you say, man?
David's over here just chilling.
Get some drinks in if you go.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Good night.
Let's go. Good night, guys.